talking with our partners on this campaign. My guest this morning from the Ghana Education Service is Mary Hammond. She's National Coordinator, My First Day at School, and from the Ministry of Education, Pre-Tertiary Directorate, Kingsley Boache. Thank you so much for joining us. First, let's start with the state of early childhood education in Ghana. Let me begin with you from the Ghana Education Service.
Kingsley, you help me?
I can help you out.
Sure.
When we talk about the states at the moment, currently from our ME's data, we realize that there are a lot of students, over 600,000 kids, who are overage in our classes, and I mean KG classes. And they are supposed to be at age 4 at the start of their pre-tertiary, their kindergarten education. So if you have a situation like that, then you have a lot of kids occupying our classes, which they are not supposed to be, and that is going to affect the educational system going forward. So that is the state at the moment.
Madam Hammond, you are with the GS, National Coordinator of My First Day of School. I'm sure you've told a lot of the schools. What is the reality on the ground per what you experience in the various kindergarten classrooms?
We've observed that many parents don't send their children to school at the right age. So we have many of our kindergarten classrooms virtually empty. That is not to say we don't have the children in the communities. They are there. But some parents feel that after all, what do they go there to learn? Just the rhymes and the same clap for me, clap for me. Number one. Again, parents feel it's a waste of time, a waste of energy. Teachers are not there to even attend to their children and all those things. So they rather keep them home, so to their parents, till they feel their children are old enough, which is the mistake. And that is what we want parents to know, that no, when the child is at age 4, enroll the child, send the child to the nearest community school. So that is what we are telling parents now, we're emphasizing on.
But what about the concerns, like you mentioned, the fact that there may not be any teachers, there may not be facilities, infrastructure? For a parent, I'm sure that's justifiable, that I don't want my child in such an environment.
That was then. Now we have infrastructure all over. We have well-trained teachers in our schools.
Even in the most deprived rural communities?
We have well-trained teachers in all the schools. This time around, they're going to even have additional attendants. So we have the teachers, and then we have the teaching assistants to attendants to attend to the children. And so it's not like just going there to jump on tables and all those things, but they're going to learn other things. The school's environment has been made friendly for them, very conducive for them. The teachers are there to receive them.
So what does this campaign, Enroll Me Now, i.e. This particular documentary that we are working on, what does it mean to the Ghana Education Service?
Good. What we're trying to say to the population, the community, everyone, every parent is this: let's send our children early. When we say early, we're saying at the right age, so that they'll take their skills will be discovered. They will socialize with other children, and supposing they have any other challenges, where the parents may not know, it will be identified there. And in consultation with the parents, your child will be placed where he or she needs to be. Yeah.
Let me come to you, Kingsley. Tell us more about the advantages for parents, even for the child, when they are enrolled early in school at the right age.
Okay, so when you take the child, when you're enrolled at the right age or at an early age, you get to develop your numeracy skills early. You get to develop your literacy skills. You get to learn some basic art skills and creative art, and also kids tend to socialize a lot at that age. So when you're enrolled at that age, you get to have friends that you can interact with. If you are that old, they see you as maybe a senior brother or senior sister. So that kind of relationship is not there. But if you are the right age, you tend to develop with your own mate. Then when you come to the parent, you know, in this modern time, most of us are working, and you can't stay at the house nursing a kid for over 5 years, over 6 years, and you don't want to send a kid to school. So when you enroll the kid in school, you get time for your busy schedule, you get time to work, you make money, and economically you become sound. And when you talk about the school too, you cannot leave the teachers out. The teachers play a critical role. And when you have a kid that is over age, that means you have to spend extra hours trying to organize remedial classes for this kid, and it's going to affect the progress of teaching. And at the end of the day, you realize the teacher is not able to cover a lot of subjects or courses within the term. And it's not that it's not their fault. It's because they have to get time for these kids who were supposed to should have started some years later or some years ago, but they are still there and they have to get time for them.
Let's talk about, for those who are already late starters, what are the kind of things they tend to suffer or lose out on?
The literature and most of the researches that we have done, we have realized that most of these kids find it difficult socializing with the kids. They tend to grow to be very timid because in class they don't get anybody to talk to. They are just on their own. And even the teachers, most of the time, they don't participate in the class discussions. They tend to be very isolative, and this affects their development and their growth. So they tend to lose a lot when they are enrolled at a later age.
Would you want to add something to that with what you've experienced?
Yes, I think I just will encourage our parents, irrespective of the state of the child. What I mean is, even if the child is a special needs child, and we are referring to those with disabilities, send the child to school. There will be a screening. The Ministry of Health, Ghana Health Services, we have staff all over. They will do the screening, so that will help the child. Even if there's any challenge, you parents will be helped. So the child is placed there. We are encouraging all parents, every child of a school-going age, that is age 4, should be enrolled, should be sent to school. And there will be people there to receive them, socialize with them, interact with the parents as to how to help with the development and then the educational needs of the child. So that is what else.
That's very interesting that you bring up the angle of special needs children.
Yes, special
it's a very important sector. But let me come back to you, Kingsley. Between the school and the parent, who does late age enrollment affect most?
The school and the parent? I'll say the school. The school, because when we talk about socialization and development of the kid, it's a shared responsibility between the parents and the school. But you realize that the kids spend most of their hours during the day in school. So they tend to be with the teachers have to get time for them. So if the person is a late starter, then that means it's going to spend a lot of hours with them trying to get the student to learn the basic skills you should have learned earlier.
Very interesting there. And back to you, Madam Hammond, you're with the GS. What would you say are your challenges with regards to right age enrollment?
Kingsley has already said few. In the first place, the child is late entrant. He has entered late. And he's older than the class. He's taking somebody's seat. If he had moved on, there will be somebody else occupying his or her seat already. So one, it affects the, let me say, the number supposed to have.
So is that to suggest that if you have, let's say, 40 seats in a class and you have 41 children and there's one that's above the age, you'd rather let that person out? It's a delicate thing, but so what would the decision be at that point?
You know, the policy is that the child is expected to be in school at a certain period. Okay. You're already behind. You need extra attention. You need, because the pace at which the others will be learning will be different from yours. So you are taking extra attention from the teacher. It affects teaching and learning in the classroom. I have already talked of maybe the 41st person should have been that child of the right age, which you have occupied. But we can't throw you out. But let me say this. Then we have another form of education where the late starters, they can go through and join the secular one later. Ministry of Education, Ghana Education Service, we have that also. Okay. So when it comes necessary, maybe the child could go there and then enroll, come back to the secular education when it is right for the child. But I think basically now, what we are saying is parents should enroll the children at the right age, just to cut down all those costs and all those things.
You've already emphasized that you have teachers that are well trained across the country. You have assured us.
I can assure you, we have teachers, well trained teachers.
But do we have any statistics to show, especially for the increase or decrease in enrollment over the years? What's the trend?
He said
the trend, for instance, I think last month or some few weeks ago, we had this education week or evidence exchange summit, and we realized that the trend, if you compare last year and this year, we realized that the trend has reduced in terms of the number of students who are entering at over age.
Okay.
But the enrollment has increased. Okay. Enrollment over the years has been increasing. But the gap has been closing, but it's not that fast enough. So that is why we are partnering with UNICEF to ensure that the campaign goes out there. Parents need to enroll their kids as soon as possible when they hit age 4. And when they get it right, going forward, the kid can develop and have a brighter future.
Now let's talk about my first day at school. I get excited about that because
I've been waiting
because for a lot of children, it's an experience they'll never forget.
Yes.
Tell us about this year, the highlights of my first day of school, and when exactly are these little ones expected to go to school?
Good. This year, it's different from all that we've done, all that has happened this year. Now, like I said, some new model constructed cages will be commissioned.
Okay.
We have them all over the country, but few will be selected ones will be commissioned.
Okay.
Again, you know, you just talked about the early starts. That campaign has started. And then again, the ministry, for the first time, has made and has put in so much emphasis on the special needs children. We are looking at the all-inclusive education. So there will be people from the Ghana Health Services. They will be in the schools to welcome and screen their children. I think that is more important. Parents, send your children. They will be screened. There may be something you may not know about your child. So this year we have those special.
Is it a general health screening, or is it a screening to understand their cognitive or mental, capacities?
You may have a child with a sight problem. You may not know.
Okay.
You may have a child with hearing problem. You may not know. Even speech. So there will be people there, specialists there to just screen them and tell. You may see your child. Maybe your child's speech may be bad, and those people will advise what to do with them.
So right from the start, we get it right.
Right from the start. Right from the start. When the children enter tomorrow, this is starting. The children will be welcomed. The Ghana Health Service personnel, officers will be there, screen the children, advise parents with challenged children what to do and what they need to.
I've got to ask you this, Mom. So, and let's say a parent didn't have any intention of taking their child to school this year, and they're hearing this for the first time on TV, first day, right age enrollment, and they say, oh, it's just tomorrow. Is it still open? Can they just walk into any kindergarten anywhere, their children not in any uniform? Can they do that?
Tomorrow, send your child. Just get up as a parent in the morning, wash the child, dress the child neatly, and send the child to the nearest community school. School uniform is secondary. All we need is the child should be well dressed, neatly dressed. Hand the child over to the teacher, whoever is there to receive the child, and stay on and listen to what else they have to give you as a parent, to tell you as a parent. Because you should remember that parents also have responsibility with the education of their children. We should remember that. And these children are for the first time moving into this new environment. So we need to agree on parents and teachers how to handle this so the child is comfortable and then stays in school. So tomorrow, don't worry, send your child, get your child ready, neatly dressed, never mind the school uniform, send the child to school.
Great.
That's all we need.
So are you planning anything on meeting them? You've mentioned a lot of things happening with regards to welcoming them, but are officials of the GS and Ministry of Education also going to be there? What do you plan?
Yes, we have a big package for them. Okay. You want me to disclose it all here now?
Well, it won't be a bad idea if you do.
Let them go to school.
Let them go to school. I like that.
So there's a surprise element for all of you. We're encouraging you to take your children. Thank you so much, ma'am and gentlemen. Kingsley Boache is with the Pre-Tertiary Division or Directorate at the Ministry of Education, and Mary Hammond is with the GES, the National Coordinator of My First Day at School. And we'll be bringing you more on this particular campaign. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, thank you.